everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Every wide receiver in the NFL wants to be a top target, and two players will be trying to be that today. It's the Bears going up against the Seahawks. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we are just south of historic Pioneer Square at CenturyLink Field in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And we say hi again, everybody. Brandon Gaudin here as we count down to kickoff. I turn to my partner, that's Charles Davis. And Charles, Larry pointed out in the open, we've got a pretty good matchup of wide receivers here this afternoon, don't we?
And those guys have such a big impact on the game nowadays. We know it's a throwing game, but the guys who can go up and get it, the guys who can break tackles after the catch and make bigger plays, oh yeah, they love spotlight as well. They want the football, they want the attention.
Here's the Seahawks' new signing, Blair Walsh, to get us started as we are underway from Seattle. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. The NC State man Mike Glennon leading them out there in his 5th season in the National Football League.
Mike Glennon was 5-13 as a starter in Tampa Bay. Hadn't played very much since 2014 for them when he had been beaten out by Jameis Winston. But guess what? A great opportunity for him in Chicago to be a starter again, although the Bears did draft Mitchell Trubisky with the #2 pick in the 2017 draft.
Running with Howard. Wiggles free. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down following the run. Again, it's Howard. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
As I was preparing for this game and reflecting back on last season, I was pleasantly surprised to see the numbers that Chicago posted on offense in 2016. Number 17 in rushing, number 14 in passing, number 15 in total offense. And they did all of that with unsettled quarterback play. They expect to get a jump in this area and continue to feed the ball to Jordan Howard with an exceptional rookie year as a runner.
Glennon, and the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Atama Rubin able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Hey, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Here's Pat O'Donnell to punt in his 4th year from Miami. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. Fielded at the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Russell Wilson leading them out there, 6-year quarterback who finished his college ball, of course, as a Wisconsin Badger.
One of the more cerebral quarterbacks in the NFL. Analyzes situations, watches a ton of tape, adapts his game to whatever is presented in front of him. And despite the fact he's been in the league for 6 years, the future still bright for Russell Wilson.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38. 1st and 10. It's Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Here's Wilson to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
I'll bet if we were inside the Seattle locker room, we'd often hear people say he's back when they're talking about Jimmy Graham, because they saw the one that we saw in New Orleans in 2016. Guy who demanded double teams downfield, able to make the big catches, and establish new records in Seattle for tight ends in 2016.
Now it's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Pernell McPhee leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Paul Richardson, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
5 plays there on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Bears taking the field again on offense, and you know what we love, preseason hype, and Mitch Trubisky gave us that when he started well in the preseason, and now a lot of rumors. Could it be him over Mike Glennon? We'll see.
But when you get drafted number 2, yes, the rumors are going to start immediately, despite Mike Glennon getting signed in the offseason to be their number 1 quarterback. But Mitchell Trubisky has a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and the Bears are coming off of a 3-13 season.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Mike Bennett coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Here we go now.
Now Glennon. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Cliff Averill coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. and it'll be 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 43. He will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
It looked like he might beat that last man. He doesn't, though, but it goes as a 32-yard return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. The Bears defense gearing up as they take the field. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed with everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
Drops it underneath for Rawls. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And here are the Chicago defensive starters.
Chicago Bears defense in 2016 was right in the middle of the pack overall, ranking number 15 in total defense. But what hurts their pride? Number 27 against the run. And in the Windy City, where toughness is at a premium, that's not going to stand for very long. They want to get back to their old ways and shut that down.
On 2nd down, Wilson going to Rawls on the dump-off. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Walsh now for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
throw here. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now.
Let's go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
They're going to look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Michael Bennett in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. Might have needed just one more block as it stands, 37-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on his 4th possession. Here's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. On 2nd down, here's Wilson, escaping the pressure, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Pernell McPhee in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've hit the end of quarter 1. 14-0 is our score. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Doug Baldwin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And it is now 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And this one is incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Now let's go.
Glennon hands this one to Howard. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taking it about the 16. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. Second down here after the incomplete pass. To throw is Wilson. Going to throw again. It's caught. Lockett. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. It's been quite the game for him individually, a trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Walsh now for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And time now for the Seahawks defense to take their spots again on the field. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense. They said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And the defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They go with Howard again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the 4-down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
The Bears on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Returnable for Lockett. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Baldwin. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Extra point try now for Walsh. And now it's blocked. And the defense has it. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10, 5, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Glennon hit. He loses the football, and it's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Bears on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Now it's Lockett. Shifts by him. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver, because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. Wilson on 1st and 10. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on first down. Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little bias. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
Hey. Got three.
On first down, Wilson. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. So down on the ground still is Rawls. And you remember his knee injury and hope that it's not a re-aggravation. We'll check on his status when we get back. Worth noting, the largest deficit the Bears have ever overcome in their long history, 20 points against the Cardinals in 06. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
Single, slop. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
Back to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. The Bears on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run here. This is Kadeem Carey. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken at the 37. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 16 yards to the 16 and a first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin, and he's brought down. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. On the ground, rolls. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Thomas rolls as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Walsh now for the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Thomas Rawls who finishes it off with a touchdown run. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Mike Glennon and the Bears, heading back onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
If he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
They go counter with Howard, and he'll get this one up to the 26. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. The Bears on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. This is Carey. And now running right through it. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Seahawks have done a good job making the plays they need to in order to get out to a big lead. The Bears have an uphill battle in front of them, but will try to claw back in this one. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. Midway through the first quarter, Wilson's gonna find his mark, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. Seahawks line up at the 18 as they take a 7-0 lead. Russell Wilson hooking up with Doug Baldwin, and this 2-play drive goes for a TD. Seahawks take it at the 11 as they move out in front, 14-0. Wilson's on point with the throw, and this will go all the way for a touchdown. Now 1st and 10 as they go up here at 21-0. Baldwin's wide open here on the catch, and it leads to a touchdown. 1st and 10, the Seahawks push the lead to 28. Baldwin's by himself here, and this play will go for 6. Now to late in the first half. Here the throw is hurried and picked off. Houston is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Still late in the first half, Rawls is going to take it up the middle, and this two-play drive goes for a touchdown as the lead continues to mount.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half two. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident.
Doug Baldwin, 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 70 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed, speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game. But here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game. And if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
Let's go. Blue landing.
Glennon. Then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Bears on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll set up a throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Cliff Averill in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been terrific so far. fielded at the 20. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. A monster game so far. Third quarter, he is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Now it's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. To throw is Wilson. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Second down now after the incompletion. Now Wilson to throw again. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse, 36 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Walsh now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They run with Howard. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. The Bears on 3rd down. Can you believe it? 0 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now Glennon. Looking for Cruz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. After the interception, here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Baldwin. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Gets past him at the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Now Wilson on 2nd down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham from 8 yards out. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Mike Bennett getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Bears on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Jaron Reed in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. The last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know,
and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, 43 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Walsh now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Gun. They'll look to throw. Caught. It's Cruz left side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The Bears on third down. The struggle has been real. They have had ample opportunities. They've yet to cash one in. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 57 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Single, got a single slot. Hurry up, here we go. Blue, landing.
They'll look to throw. On the right side, this is Miller. The ball comes out, and this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Michael Bennett, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Fielded at about the 28. Whoosh! Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that
Doug Baldwin? And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, 57 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in a position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
Walsh now for the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. We focus our attention on the Seahawks defense now. They were able to force that 3-and-out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3-and-outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense. Gave them a little...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Bennett in there yet again. My goodness, making 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. 2 interceptions now for Glennon, and with every one he throws, you just get the sense the Bears fans are thinking, we want Trubisky.
You don't draft a quarterback number 2 overall without that expectation. The fans are going to want to see their new toy, and every interception, as you said, brings them closer to wanting Mitchell Trubisky.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 31 yards. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown.
And that's just another in a long line of passing touchdowns for him today. To say that he's been on fire would definitely be an understatement.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And they're able to get the connection on a long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
I think this was a good signing by the Chicago Bears, picking up Marcus Wheaton from Pittsburgh. They had to do something to try and lessen the loss of Alshon Jeffrey.
Injuries last year holding him to just 3 games, 4 catches, but the 2 years prior to that, he combined for 97 grabs. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 2nd and 10 here.
All right, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Howard that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total.
Check three.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. He's at the 30. 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Pardon me, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Walsh now for the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Atama Rubin breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He leaves this one for Howard. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you either throw.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Michael Bannon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. Wilson wants to throw it, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Extra point try now for Walsh. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle defense getting set to go. They've played excellent. Another stop here, that would just be the icing on the cake.
You definitely want to finish things off the way it's gone throughout the day, and it's gone awfully well for them. They don't want to give up any type of a fluke, any type of a big play here. That'll leave a bad taste in their mouth as they go in and celebrate.
Yeah, they want that good cake taste, right?
No doubt about it. That's 6-layer cake.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. And the pressure gets to him again. Cliff Averill in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Cruz. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall at the 21-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's 3rd down for this offense.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. Drops it off for carry. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So the offense has it 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, that last touchdown did nothing to affect the score here and who was going to win the game. But I know all of our fantasy friends were eagerly watching, and some people are dancing around happy right now.
To this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add 1 more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.